Hi there, YouTube family. We are a team of three old-timer software engineers, Amit, Ashwini, and Mohit, and we aspire to share our experiences from field regarding technology, software, and programming. This is the first video of the multi-part series we are going to create, which will focus on Azure Functions and few of the best practices in this area. These practices cover aspects related to coding, code arrangement, CI/CD, and operations. This video assumes you have a working knowledge of Microsoft's cloud platform Azure, C Sharp, .NET, specifically .NET Core, web applications, web jobs, and software design. In case you guys want us to create learning videos on those areas as well, do leave us a comment and we will plan such video series in future. We also plan to create short videos on other technology trends in different cloud platforms and share our experiences on the same. So do remember to subscribe and click on the bell icon to get notified when we upload a new video. Now, what are Azure Functions? Now, Azure Functions is an event-driven compute-on-demand experience that extends the existing Azure application platform, which with the capabilities to implement code triggered by events occurring in Azure or third-party services, or as well as Azure on-prem systems. Azure Function allows developers to take actions by connecting to data sources or messaging solutions, thus making it easy to process and react to events. In simple terms, Azure Function encompasses a unit of work, such as uploading a file, converting an image format, transforming data, running scheduled small operations, etc. Azure Functions is similar to other cloud offerings as well. For example, Amazon Web Services Lambda, AWS Lambda, or Google Functions on Google Cloud Platform GCP. Now here is an Azure function that we have created. It's a simple Azure function that actually runs on HTTP trigger. You make an HTTP call and this function will basically return you certain values. Let's test it out. I have the function running and it is hitting the to-do controller which I have written here, which basically returns the get to-do items. As I hit this endpoint returns me certain values. As you can see, the values is changing. Apart from HTTP triggers, we can also write service bus based triggers. We can also write timer based triggers or any other triggers. There are like multiple trigger formats that have been supported by Azure Functions and its equivalents on the other cloud platforms as well. Now, one of the challenges of the growth of new technologies in these architecture patterns like serverless, which is or microservices which are implemented using Azure Functions, is that it's difficult to follow a single development pattern. Now, clean architecture is a pattern that was popularized by Robert C. Martin, who is also known as Uncle Bob, which describes how a system architecture can be independent of frameworks, UI, database, and external systems, and it remains testable. Inspired from this, we have created a reference solution structure, which you can actually find here. This reference solution structure follows the same principles as the clean architecture for Azure Functions. It lets you build functionality with Azure Function and it still keeps the core logic independent of hosting platform, which is Azure Function in this case, and whole system remains testable. The benefit is that core logic can now be hosted in any other type of host and platform as well. Example, you can take the same core and deploy to ASP.NET Web Applications or Kubernetes cluster, etc. If you look at the code that we have actually uploaded in the GitHub, the same code I have opened here as well. There is a certain folder structure that we have actually followed, which basically aligns with the clean architecture, which focuses on primarily 5 folders, which are core, functions, infrastructure, shared, and tests. Now, if you look at the core folder, this is, as the name suggests, this is the core. This is where the business rules, business entities, repositories, interfaces reside. You can potentially break this into multiple projects as well. However, this points to note that projects under this folder do not depend on any other project outside this folder. This is where your core thing actually lies, and you can actually pick it up and host it anywhere else. Now let's switch to the other folder, which is the functions, which is basically the hosting platform in this case, which is the Azure Function. It has all the triggers, which are like, for example, HTTP trigger, service bus trigger, or timer trigger. And we can inject core component into Azure Functions and invoke them. So, for example, in this case, You can see we have actually injected our core services inside this and basically react to the events and call our core operations. If you go to the infrastructure folder, this folder has bunch of helper classes required for specifically for hosting infra. You can actually see we have added application insight initializers, uh, which is basically only for initializing application insight and setting up the .NET Core options, uh, which are basically specifically .NET Core and Azure Functions thing. Let's see the shared folder. The shared folder has all the entities and utilities that can bridge the transition between host and the core logic. The tests folder has, as the name would suggest, the unit test and the integration test, which will basically let you write the test cases, which can actually help you, test your core logic and as well as write the end-to-end integration tests, which you can actually utilize to test the entire thing fully. This is just a preview of the entire structure that we have actually built. We are going to build more videos, which will basically talk about the different patterns in this solution and the benefits of those patterns that we have followed in this. Those will actually cover the areas like validation, logging, authentication, authorization, mocking, testing, uh, some of the best practices like caching of an HTTP client and things like that. Here are a few reference links which we'll actually put down in the description as description of the video as well. We have also put in the link of our GitHub source code and few of the help links that you can actually follow. For example, the Clean Architecture blog post by Uncle Bob or the reference book as well. You can actually follow all of those. Thank you for watching this video. I hope if you liked it, please press the like button and see you soon. Thank you.